Hi, welcome everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. Sorry about our earlier technical difficulties, but I think like most others in this quarantine challenge, we're all trying to figure out how we can began as executive director of the Centreville Immigration Forum about 5.5 years ago. And I'm moving out of that position, and I'm excited to introduce my replacement today in our broadcast. But before then, just wanted to give you an update on what our organization is doing. I hope that all of you are well and staying safe. We invite you to make comments in the comment section on our Facebook page, and we'll try to answer those comments as best we can as time goes on. So right now you can see that Hubert Graves has joined me. He is the chairman of the board of directors of the Centreville Immigration Forum. So thank you, Hubert, for joining us today from home.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah. How has the quarantine time been treating you?
Well, just like everyone else in the country and everyone else in the world, we have been somewhat challenged. However, when I compare my circumstances to those of the members that we support, this is a mere inconvenience to me. And for our members, the circumstances are just devastating to many of our communities. So, but I'm doing okay, just hoping for the best for our members.
Yes. And we hope that those of you watching are also doing okay, and both mentally and physically. It's a difficult time for folks. And it's a difficult time for the Centreville Immigration Forum. We've had to really adjust our programs very quickly. You know that our main focus is on helping people find work and find jobs, earn income so that they can be financially independent. And right now we've had to close the Labor Center and temporarily pause our job matching program to protect people's health and to observe the stay-at-home order that the governor put in place. So we've had to pivot and find other ways to serve the community. Hubert, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'd first of all like to thank our staff, our numerous volunteers, for their assisting in terms of repurposing the things that we do. These are times that none of us can really plan for. So literally in a few days, we had to totally go about a different way of thinking, a different way of supporting our members. And so our thanks to staff, our volunteers, our donors, who have certainly accommodated us to this point in terms of providing the assistance that some of the assistance, at least, that's needed by our members. We certainly need much more assistance as we go along, because the circumstances certainly for our members are not improving in the near future. But we're doing the very best that we can, and we certainly do appreciate the community, we appreciate staff, and we appreciate our loyal supporters.
Yeah, some of the ways that we've been trying to help our community is through some food distributions. Since people aren't working right now, some are low on food. We're helping them to connect with other social service agencies to get emergency assistance, including help with rent if that's needed, connecting to medical help. There's a free clinic, HealthWorks, that's doing free COVID-19 testing. So we're working with them to try to get our members there that need to be tested, and also to get help with other health needs that they might have. And then mostly we're trying to help people understand what's going on. Many of our members do not speak English, but speak Spanish or speak an indigenous language, Mayan language called Ixil. And we're getting information out about how to protect yourself from COVID-19, how to, what the stay-at-home order means, and how to social distance. We're trying to get all of that information out in Spanish and in Ixil so that people know what resources are out there at this time. So I believe that our staff is going to be joining us soon. So let me see if I can bring in some of our staff. Oh, and here comes Colleen. I think she'll be just a minute while her camera turns on. There she is. Hi, Colleen.
Hello.
So how has it been working at home these days?
It's been good. I really miss going into the center and seeing all of the members, but I'm starting to get the hang of working from home.
So Colleen is the Labor Center manager. She runs all the day-to-day activities at the center, the job matching program, as well as the English classes and skills training classes. So all of her programs have been thrown into turmoil because of this crazy time that we're in. But she has been a great sport about taking charge of food distribution programs. And not only has she coordinated 2 food distributions for groceries, but she's getting ready to start a hot meal program in conjunction with World Central Kitchen. So there's still some final details to work out with that, but we hope to have it off the ground soon. So Colleen, can you say a little bit about what is meaningful about working at Centreville Immigration Forum?
I think what's so meaningful about working with the Centreville Immigration Forum is that you really see a community come together regardless of status, race, language, ethnicity, and they really come together and solve problems. They see what needs to be fixed and they do it, and that's what's so meaningful about it.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you on staff. You have been an enthusiastic contributor. Colleen's just someone who's willing to pitch in with whatever's needed. And of course, this current circumstances is a perfect example of that. She was hired to run a labor center, but she's ended up running a food program. So I guess that falls in the job description under other tasks as assigned. So we really appreciate your good attitude and your willingness to be so flexible.
Thank you. I'm happy to be a part of the cause.
Yeah. And here comes Nelson. Also from home, not on a tropical island as it may look from his background. Nelson, you've been with the Labor Center for 2.5 years now?
About 3 years now, yeah.
3 years, okay. And what is it that's meaningful to you about working with the Labor Center and with the Centreville Immigration Forum?
Well, for me, it's been a unique experience because I first came into the Resource Center as a laborer myself. So now I'm working on the other side of the desk. But the one thing I see is that it's very much a community there, which is, I guess, the whole premise of opening a place to not just better the community, but to welcome new members to the community. And that's definitely something that we all have to keep in mind. Those that can, I'm not saying they have an obligation to give, but just remember that one way that we're all going to get through this is that if you can give, please give, because that's part of what being a community is. So.
Yeah, our programs wouldn't be successful without the great staff we have, but also without our volunteers and without our financial supporters. We just wouldn't be able to run the organization. So it takes everyone working together to make this successful. So thanks, Nelson. How has your work changed since we've closed the Labor Center? And I should just fill people in. So normally Nelson's at the front desk on Mondays and Tuesdays, so his face may look familiar to those of you who hire through us. But yeah, without the Labor Center open, can you share a little bit about what you've been doing?
Well, I've been tasked with serving a lot of the members, calling them up, checking in on them, seeing if maybe the Resource Center can be of assistance differently than we have been in the past. And the one thing that I've definitely noticed is that even though there's not that face-to-face every day, the people I talk to, their spirits are still up. There is concern, as far as, lack of work and how this pandemic has affected everyone. But as far as not being able to see people and not being able to, have that one-on-one interaction with people, which is something that I guess we all miss, because, you know, again, part of the community is being a part of it, being interactive with it. But yeah, that's definitely something that's changed a lot, is having that one-on-one communication with everyone.
Yeah. So we put together a list of 150 people who had used the Labor Center, mostly to find jobs, but some just coming for English classes with wage theft claims. And they'd all used the center since January 1st until we closed. And Nelson has been doing the lion's share of making phone calls to all of those folks to check in and see how they're doing. And it's been important not just to connect people to resources, but also a lot of people are feeling isolated these days because they're lacking that personal connection that you were just talking about. And having someone who's not in their household call and check in on them and just say, hey, we're here if you need us. It sounds like people have really appreciated that. So thanks for the part that you played in that, Nelson. It was a lot of phone calls, and I think there's still a few more to make.
I thought I finished them all up, unless some more got added after I finished. So
okay. So yeah, we're still going through the results of all that and compiling it to see who needs additional resources and follow up as a result of those initial calls. So thanks, Nelson, for your work in that.
again, my pleasure.
Yeah. So next up, I think we're going to be hearing from Miguel Carpizo Echarte, and his first day with Centreville Immigration Forum was yesterday. And Nelson actually got to meet him when he stopped by the center to pick up something. So here's Miguel. He is the new executive director